Okay, so looks like we are live. Let's wait a little bit more, couple more seconds to make sure whoever wants to see this will be online, and I'll get started on today's daily outlook. Again, I'll go over kind of what I look at for the week in my weekly outlook, what has played out and what hasn't, and what is still on the agenda to look forward in the next 24 to 48 hours. And I will get started. So let's get started. I'm gonna go this really quickly. Gonna go over kind of the ones that are shaping up to be a little bit better. And let's get started. Let's get started with dollar index. So dollar index, as always, you guys know that I'm still looking for a bullish opportunity. Um, I like how we're in this kind of a descending kind of channel now. And can we get the price to slowly push down a little bit more? If we hit this kind of a double, triple bottom kind of area, this would be a pretty good price action wise if we can get the bullish push up, and then can we get bullish continuation and out of this larger structure. You'll see me talk about this over and over again. Looking for that dollar strength, looking for the dollar push up that will give all the other dollar pairs very good risk reward and potential opportunities on all of them. So let's go over a few that is still in development. Euro dollar, once again, I'm still looking this as a potential ascending channel. Can we get the price push up a little bit longer, up a little bit longer to this kind of a triple top or a double top, similar like the dollar index. It's just an invert kind of way to see it. So if we get to the top, still looking for that kind of a push down, and I expect this trade to happen if we get the correct price action. So still waiting for that, still looking for the opportunity. Looking at pound dollar, again, still looking at this as the overall structure. And if we get that push up once more, then somewhere here, if we see reversal patterns, still very valid short to the downside. Dollar CAD I went over as well. I'd like the dollar CAD overall structure, overall descending channel still in the making. Are we getting this kind of a reason double bottom? If we are lower time frame, can we get a push out of this channel? And any correction will be the ideal buy for me, at least to the top of here. Again, pretty good risk reward on that. Look at dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss, very interesting. We're still in this kind of overall structure. I was expecting when price come up to here, we'll form some sort of correction to push the price up. However, we see price drop down once more. Again, can we get this kind of a double bottom, triple bottom kind of area? Can you push up and out of this structure, or reevaluate once we see reversal up here? Because still seeing this as the down move. If we get this kind of a longer correction, if the price does get pushed up here, it will be interesting to see, are we going to get a reversal to continue the trend, or are we going to be bullish on the dollars and break out all the structures? So let's move on to a couple other ones. Realize I missed all the yen pairs. My apologies on that. I missed all the yen pairs on my weekly outlook. So I'll go over some yen pair looking pretty good. Aussie yen. So we got this kind of double, triple top kind of area. Pretty good value area, I would say. Are we getting priced to squeeze a little bit up a little bit more? And then any kind of an impulse down out of this structure, any continuation would be the ideal setup. That's Aussie yen. I think CAD yen is looking very good. Overall, structurally, I'm still seeing this as an impulsive move. We're just getting a larger, deeper correction and getting this kind of ascending channel formation, pushing the price up. And finally, on the lower time frame, we get the push down, followed by a correctional structure. So this structure is already breaking. So I do think it's pretty valid for a sell out of this correction here. Let's look at Euro Yen. So Euro Yen, I made a post here earlier yesterday, I believe, on a potential sell. Yeah, we're reaching this kind of a daily double top now, and we're getting there very collectively in this kind of ascending channel formation once again. And what I like about always is that channels within channel, structure within structure, we're getting another ascending kind of channel formation within that larger structure, which is good. We have the price impulse down. We had another ascending channel. and then we see another impulse down. So currently you can see price is just forming another mini correction on the lower time frame. This could be easily some sort of a flag structure, and we can get the next down push if we get enough momentum to do so. So that's euro yen. Let's look at pound yen. So pound yen looking very good as well. We have this kind of double top formation, and then we're seeing prices pretty reacting to it. We have this ascending channel and going down to lower time frame again. This was the breakdown. This is kind of a uglier correction, but nevertheless, we see the impulse down. Now we're just seeing, is this going to be kind of a flag structure again, similar like euro yen, and we're getting the next sell setup. So that's pound yen, kiwi yen. Kiwi yen overall structure. If we zoom out a little bit, I was already looking for a short up here. I was able to capitalize some of this move, but the correction become a little bit larger, deeper, and nevertheless, we still see this as the impulse. We're seeing this as the correction, and I'm looking for the next impulse. So we see price already kind of broke out of this structure, so that's a good sign. Are we going to get another correction here on a lower time frame? Be pretty eager to see how that will play out. And this will be a pretty decent trade down to the lows here. Let's go to Euro CAD. So Euro CAD, if you guys have been following me, I've been looking for a bearish sell, already been in from this correction. Now I'm mentioning this because potentially another kind of a continuation correction going down to the lower time frame. Uh, this could be a reversal structure within that structure. We did have the price push down, but we retraced back up. However, overall structurally, we're still in the structure area. So not surprised if we get to go up more. We can form some of the recent double top, and I still expect this can drop like this. Still overall in this overall structure, still valid for a potential sell. So that's EuroCAD. Go to Kiwi Cat. So in my weekly outlook, I mentioned there's such an impulse down from this way. If we broke this low here, and now if we get some sort of correctional structure here, would be ideal for a continuation. So this would be ideal if we can get to the next low right here. So let's go to Kiwi Swiss. Same thing. This was the impulse. We had that correction. We have another impulse. We're breaking. We're closer to this low right here. In fact, we're right on it. Instead of having any reversal, I'm patiently waiting for some sort of continuation correction to be formed here. This would be ideal for adding in additional sell. We push the price down all the way here, and we shall see what the price will do then. So don't miss this trade because I've been forecasting this trade since the beginning. I mentioned about this is the impulse, this is the correction, and looking for a sell anywhere here is valid, and we have that push down all the way. So looking for continuation if we get there. If not, then looking to secure the profit, and we able to gain a lot of profit from this trade. So nevertheless, it's still a very good trade, very good analysis on a higher time frame perspective. So that is Kiwi Swiss. So that's all the kind of currency I'm looking at for the upcoming kind of 24 to 48 hours. Commodity, I think I'm only looking at gold. So let's look at gold. I think gold is looking very decent, very clean for that sell that I've been waiting for. Again, looking for confirmation. So we had that drop from the top. I've been talking about this for weeks. So make sure you check out my other videos about explaining the fear and don't jump in the trade and all that. So we had the trade to drop to the downside, and then now it's just forming a larger, deeper kind of correctional structure. And what I love about it is that I know this is such an impulse move, and I know that if we didn't see any reversal to go up, we're going to get a continuation structure, which is what we're seeing here. And then correction within correction, signifying that this larger structure is very valid for a continuation to push this move down. So was looking at this since the beginning of the week to have the price push up to the top of this channel. We're seeing that exactly now. So I've been very interesting to see what the price will do in this upcoming pretty much 24 hours or 48 hours or so. We might get pushed. This could look like a a bullish kind of a structure to push the price up. Even if it breaks the price above this structure, and if we still get some sort of bearish drop right away, followed by a correction, again, that is still a valid correction to me. The structure, the lines, I mean, specifically the trend line, excuse me, specifically the trend line doesn't matter. What matters is structurally that this is the impulsive move, this is the correctional structure, and we're looking for the next down move. Okay, so that's gold. Let's move on to a few equity pairs. So let's look at a few equity. Uh, and I was looking at Arola. I'm sure everyone been following me understand that I've been looking at Arola for the buy. And remember, guys, when I said when we see the breakout, look for a confirmation correction before the buy. Don't just jump in because it breaks some sort of structure. Okay, so how I'm seeing this, how I'm taking it, well, it broke up good, but am I getting that correctional structure that I keep talking about in every other video or analysis I post? I'm not seeing that at the moment. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but so far what I'm seeing is we had a breakout, but quickly retraced back. Will this continue to go back into the structure and continue to consolidate? Yeah, that's a likelihood. Uh, Also, a possibility I'm seeing that this could be an inverse head and shoulder. This is a left shoulder head, and we're developing into this right shoulder. So if some sort of patterns or structure to form here, this is still a valid buy in my opinion. Or it could or it could simply develop into a more concrete kind of a structure, something like this. And this is still a buy move. Okay, so don't get jumping the trade right away. I keep telling everyone, look for confirmation. Look for confirmation from the market so we know that that is the next buy opportunity, and I'm looking for to get in that trade. Okay, so let's look at Boeing. Boeing again, I was in this trade since here for the breakout for this kind of flag structure. Now we're just forming a larger kind of a continuation structure. If you zoom out a little bit, look at this structure here and look at what we've seen already in the past, right? This is really identical, it's just very in size. And same thing here. You just see these kind of structures and patterns, they're just gonna overly, so they're just gonna over and over again that to repeat themselves in the market. You just have to capitalize it. So how to look at this trade now? Well, are we going to get a breakout of here? And if we get a breakout, then look for the confirmation correction and look for the next buy. That was how I would take it. Uh, so be really interested to see how the New York session will go in the upcoming day. Let's look at a couple one. Nike. I think I got a lot of messages on Nike. Nike is looking really good. We had that breakout from this triangle. We had this correction, but then pushed to the upside, and then now it's just at the all-time high price. And I mentioned, be a little bit careful. Wait for price to get to you. What I want to see is just one more move to the downside, correctively, completing this structure potentially, and we're getting that next up move. Okay, so expect this to happen in the upcoming days. Might not happen. It might not happen right away in a couple of days, but I do want to see a bigger, more in-depth correction to be formed here, and that would be my kind of a buy setup to take it long. Looking at Pepsi, so looking at Pepsi in general, mentioned about this is the breakout I was looking for from the larger structure. We had the breakout, we had a continuation structure, we pushed the price out already, and just a lower time frame kind of continuation correction once more. So if we get a price to break out here, I do think this trade is very valid for the next buy. Still have lots of room to the upside, and the reason top as a potential target. So that's Pepsi. One more to go over is Tesla. So Tesla looking pretty good. I was I was mentioning that after the structure completion, look for the correction out of the structure and look for the next buy. So this is the correction. This is a correction on a lower time frame. If we go down to uh, intraday charts more, so we had that push to the upside from this kind of a descending channel, and now we're just getting that continuation structure. And we did see the price push up now. So what now? We're approaching kind of the all-time. We already broke this all-time high once more. If you're in this trade, then continue to hold it. If you're not, well, if it continue to go up, then look for the next correction to pick it up. We're already at the all-time top, so there's no anything that's gonna stop the trade now. So I'm just expecting this bullish run to continue. If we zoom out a little bit, like I said in my Tesla posting, this was the COVID drop. We already had the massive push out. This is a not too deep of a correction, but we did get this push up very deep, very thorough, and then now this deeper correction. to correct this move up. So expect this continue to push up because we already correct itself. So that's all the correction we need. Then expect this move to continue upwards. So that's Tesla. Let's look at crypto last. So let's look at crypto. Let's look at a bunch of crypto that has been moving. So we finally see this breakout from Bitcoin Cash. This was the structure that I've been mentioning over a week now. So we have this larger structure. We do see price breakout. We go on a higher time frame. This is exactly kind of what I was expecting, that if we get this push out, we get pushed out from this overall kind of a channel structure, expect kind of a deeper correction before the next move. And this is exactly what the price is doing now. So going to the intraday, I think any kind of correction structure here is the valid buy. And then you can look for the daily top for the next target. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin, again, similar, very similar like Bitcoin Cash, of course. This is a larger structure that I've been talking about. Uh, we have that push to the upside. We're just consolidating much longer and deeper. Nevertheless, we're still getting this push up, and we're reaching this kind of a next daily top now. And really, we're very close to the all-time high. So in my weekly outlook, I mentioned, because we're sitting here now, so any buy potential, I will be a little bit more careful because I'm already in the buy from the bottom. This was my buy setup, if those of you have been following me. So any buy setup here, I'll be a little bit more considerate. I'm not going to jump in the trade right away. I think because we're reaching to the top now, yes, this move is good. This is the impulse. This is the larger correction, and we're very likely to get the next impulse. Um, but I want to be a little bit more careful to see, are we getting that correctional structure? Are we getting that bullish momentum to push the price? I'll look at that in a bit, if you don't mind. I'll go over all the crypto first and I can come back to it. So let's look at Dash. So Dash, if we zoom out, this was the breakout from that channel structure. And then we're finally getting a little bit of correctional structure. This is kind of you can call it a descending channel. We see price broke out of that. So any kind of correction once more, this is the valid buy to go up. Let's look at Ethereum. So Ethereum, again, those of you been following me, I've been in buy ever since. So larger, kind of deeper structure complete. We have the price push up, and now just waiting for the next correction. Very likely it's going to develop something like this, and we're getting to the next buy. So yes, Ethereum. Let's look at Litecoin. So Litecoin, we zoom out. Again, this was the push. This is the correction. We're looking for the next push up. Intraday, as I mentioned, look for some sort of correctional structure once it's out of this continuation correction. Was looking at this as a potential kind of structure once we're out, and I wasn't able to catch this trade, but there's so much room to the upside, so I'm not worried about missing any opportunity. Just looking for the lower time frame correction and adding the buy. Still think there's still lots of room to the upside, so there's going to be more lower time frame continuation that we can be able to capitalize. Let's look at Ripple Bitcoin. Again, I was looking at Ripple Bitcoin as this was the bullish push up. We have this descending channel, and we finally get this push up to the outside, and then small time frame, lower time frame continuation correction. It's a little bit volatile right now, so be a little bit careful. But overall, if you zoom out on a higher time frame, we're still just right at the beginning. We're still in this kind of a channel structure. We're just right at the beginning of this potential bullish push to the upside. There's just so much room to the upside that I would not want to miss this if we get this correction complete. Likely to drag out a little bit, but if it forms some sort of deeper correctional structure, I still think this is a valid buy to the upside. Same thing with Ripple. Ripple itself, I've been talking about this for such a long time, waiting for this correction to complete. If you go to the intraday, it is potentially complete. We see this overall push to the upside. I was already talking about the buy setup all the way down here. We have the bullish push to the upside. We're having this larger, deeper continuation structure, and we broke out of that. We had this lower time frame continuation correction as well. So do you see price push up? So again, we had this push up already from the lower time frame. So looking at the higher priority perspective, any trade continually up, this will be really my potential target. There's so much room once more. We broke out of this overall channel. Now I'm just looking for any kind of lower time frame, right? Lower time frame continuation. We're seeing this already. This is already a valid buy in my book, and continue the trend upwards. Last one, let's look at XTZ, sorry. Again, looking from a high priority perspective, we had the push up, we had this correctional structure, and then we pushed the price up, breaking this all-time high. So how to approach this now? Well, we broke the all-time top, and as always, looking for a larger continuation structure. It's already developing pretty much like a continuation. Uh, expect price to get pushed down once more before the buy. I think this is still a very valid buy. The longer, the deeper that it corrects, the higher probability that this trade can go up. All right, so that's HTZ. So that's pretty much all of kind of the pairs and whatnot I'm looking at for the next 24 to 48 hours. Uh, any questions? I'd like to answer them. There's EEM. I can look at that. Is this I'm looking at EEM? So just structurally, looking at this from a first point perspective, do you like this kind of a double top that potentially I'm seeing here? And then this is potentially a kind of a ascending channel formation here on the intraday charts. So liking what I'm seeing here, and looking for the sell. Really, that's how I approach. That's how I will look at this from my perspective. Just looking at this first time. Uh, this is obviously the COVID drop in February. Prices has been rebounding ever since. We're approaching to that drop again now, right? And prices approaching it very correctively. So I like that kind of structure. Again, this is so corrective that it's no brainer for me to think that the first kind of a down move I get out of that structure and lower time frame correction is the valid sell for me. To kind of looking at this from a higher time frame perspective. Okay, so that is EM. Any other questions to come or any other pairs I could look at? I think that is it. I don't see anything on YouTube. Answer this one on TradingView. So yeah, so there it is, guys. This is how I see kind of the upcoming market in the next 24, 48 hours. Any potential setup I'm looking at, that is kind of what I'm focusing on. So as always, if you have any questions, let me know. Any comments, feel free to tag below. If not, I will chat with everyone next time. All right. Thank you very much.